Year in a row, the league build here in the NBA 2K League, only on Alienware, along with the monitors as well. And we got a good one between the Bucks and T-Wolves Gaming. A lot of hype behind this team from Minnesota. And we got a good one here in the nightcap. Let's meet the starting five. First, for the T-Wolves, Beardabeast will be at the 1. He's on a playmaking sharpshooter. Hood's at the 2 on a pure sharp. Feet's in the middle on a pure rim. That's a little different. JoJo on a slashing stretch 4. And turn up defense is going to be on that lockdown there at the 3.
Interesting.
Well, you might have to look through some badges there to figure out. I haven't seen a lot of pure rim in a while.
Basically, you go up in the paint, you're missing every shot.
On the other side, here's Milwaukee. Slayisland at the 1. Chatty Nick at the 2. Plondo in the middle on a pure glass. Big Meek on a stretch 4. And A. Rooks, don't call me game 6 Drake. He'll be at the 3. All right, so some changes ups and some archetypes, Dirk, and some change ups in the lineups. T-Wolves, Bucks. And that one's still loose, and it'll be picked up by Milwaukee.
It's actually going to be really interesting to see because you got a pure glass and a pure rim. Ultimately, even in the combine, whenever you had sort of the opposition, if you're a pure glass, or at least in my standpoint, Scott, because you know how good I am at 2K.
Hey.
Well, it's any time, if you had a pure glass and pure glass, the rebounding battle was super even.
This is not a good start.
No, but if it's a pure glass and a pure rim, usually the pure glass ends up winning a lot of the rebounding count. But it is going to be, honestly, I don't know how they feel about the pure rim. We'll have to see it in action. Maybe that's for the pick and roll defense because it does get a little bit better badges towards that aspect in terms of the pickpocket, the quick reflexes, brick wall, still going to be gold, chase down artists as well. But you're a lot bigger.
Well, Feast was having some monster games. He had 17 points, 17 rebounds on a pure glass cleaner, but now he switched it up. But does he know what year it is? Just want to make sure. Plondo, they get that shot out of here. Back the other way. JoJo ahead on the break. And a thunderous right-hander. We'll bring it back to just a 1-point ball game. Slayisland at the point. Thoughts from you, Dirk?
I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. I know in the past played a little bit, but nothing really on the big competitive stage like this.
Big Meek knocks in the triple. Remember, we saw some of this from Milwaukee last year, that they would just start tinkering with the lineup when they played well. They would play well, and then they would put Larry at the point guard after he scored like 50 at center. Like, just really confusing stuff. I get that it's early. Take a look at this dunk again.
Next way just to run the break, get JoJo the easy baskets for himself. Yeah, with Chatty Nick at the 2 on the pure lock. I honestly have never seen Chatty Nick play on a lock. I've only ever seen him play on a sharp. So I have to see.
And Chatty Nick played well at the point.
Yeah, he played well. It was in the group stages, played very well. Yeah. And it was against the Heat when we said going into it, when they play a tougher defense, a team that is going to rotate on literally everything and not leave you open once, that is where he really, really struggled.
Feast has already activated his pure rim badge. Okay. And there's a green.
That is one of the good things about a pure rim is your takeover bar goes up just every shot missed. A pluck, anything like that. So you will get the badge pretty quick, especially for a guy like Plondo who does like to mash it down and towards the paint. I just don't know if it gets the push animation when you get the rebound, you know, where it shoves them out of bounds.
What you're thinking is they might have gone to this for Feast just to eliminate Plondo down low.
I don't think so. It might just be a coincidence. I mean, I don't think there is really that big of a reason. Plondo can score, but you could play the same defense and limit his scoring abilities with a pure glass. I mean, there's really no reason. But this can help out a lot when they're guarding in the pick and roll with him and his badge. Obviously, his badges don't affect the point guards because of the positions, but the takeover will.
1-point ball game. Some interesting discussions, so to speak, off the start. And we have a chance for a old-fashioned 3-point play here. As one of my favorite players in the league, turn up defense. The guy that came up short in the 250K My Team tournament. Can't convert the N1.
I love JT. He's in the chat, says way too many long arms are going in. Long arms didn't go in last year.
Yeah, he had some big whites. There was no doubt about it.
Or this year though, he's green.
He is. He is. We'll see how some of these moves play out. We got a 2-point ball game. Hood did not play well their last time out. Well off the mark. JoJo though with a board and gets blocked from behind by Plondo, the man from Boise, Idaho, and then A-Rooks is going to go to the line. Give me a foul on Bear. Of course, A-Rooks and Big Meek were the two guys that were retained from this squad. And A-Rooks will make the first. 25 years old from Mount Vernon, New York. We talk about it a lot. That's the same place I compete in Lottie. (16-12). 2 minutes to go here in the first. Scott Cole and Dirk along with you. And Phil rock and roll in the chat. Alex is out there somewhere. Just trying to make people make eye contact with her. That's step one. And we're going to have a timeout here by T-Wolves Gaming. 16-12 with 1:42 to go. Feast with 2 points. Turn up with 5. Slay's got 5. Rooks has 5. Decent shooting. Not a bad start for either of these teams.
No, not really at all. I mean, you're forcing them to shoot 50% from the field. It's just the 3-point shots right now that Bucks game are getting. Big Meek has one, and that was just off of a dot. Chatty Nick has one. Again, that was off of another dot to pass to the corner. Slayisland got a nice little cook-up 3. The only real ones is not Andrew Buck.
By the way, that is not Andrew Buck.
That is Taktuk.
That is Wadey Taktuk. He just got announced as the new head coach of Milwaukee. They had been testing him out throughout the tip-off, and he actually won the job.
It's the most fun name to say. They always pop in my streams like Taktuk. He's a great guy, well known in the pro-am community. Played breakout quite a bit this year, playing with Tunnelvision now during the offseason. I was happy for him. I remember before the league started, he actually hit me up and said, "Yo, it's like I might have an opportunity to coach the Bucks gaming team." I was like, "That's awesome." This is a guy who let's just say he got put through the ringer during the whole combine process. We'll just put it that way for him. But a guy participated last year, participated this year too. Collegiate athlete in baseball. So has a lot of experience when it comes down to competition.
Chatty Nick, too strong. Here come the T-Wolves. Their first regular season game ever in Feast. He's just a beast.
He's the beast from the East named I Feast. I got a shout out to 76 for giving me that one last year. He said, "Hey, when Feast goes in expansion, can you call him that? Or call him the Yugoslavian Reaper?"
He just, wow, Big Meek. Not full Meek freak yet. Got to get going.
I just watch his player cam after any time that he scores. That is one I would be perfectly fine with missing gameplay for if we just cut to Big Meek's player cam the entire time after something happens. He's been so consistent, and we've been throwing that word around a lot.
Goodness.
But you're seeing exactly why. I mean, I would love to know just from tip-off tournament and now coming into the regular season what his shooting percentages are. I feel like he's only missed like 2 shots.
Yeah, he had 21 points against the Heat. He's got 8 points to start this one off. Feast, little ball fake. JoJo nearly had it taken away, and then Big Meek doing it on both ends right now. A 25-year-old from Houston, Texas, putting in work. And Slayisland will hold it for the final shot here. A-Rooks, that's deep. 24-14. And that's how the first quarter will come to a close with a big run by Milwaukee. They are 6 for 8 from downtown. T-Wolves got some work to do. Back here at the start of the second quarter here in our New York studios, powered by Intel in Milwaukee with a 24-point first quarter. And that's on 6 of 8 shooting from downtown. 18 of their 24, Dirk, coming from the 3-ball.
He's going to start to be better just in that aspect. Force him up, make him miss.
He says no, sir.
He was really close. It looked like it was actually, he got a good move to create some space. But you're seeing the impact of the pure rim when somebody meets Feast at the rim. I think that's 2 times they've gone down low and he's been able to block it. So it's almost like they switch over to the pure rim, which gets you the better inside defense and overall just better defense on the court. But they're giving up a lot more threes now than they are points inside of the paint. I mean, 6 of their shots that they've made in this game have been threes and only 2 haven't.
24-16 now. Everybody but Plondo in the scorer's book. Slay gives it to Big Meat. He'll work down in the post. He tries to lob it up to Plondo. Hood will start the break. Chatty Nick steps in though. Still loose. Beardabeast gets in the Hood. Feast up ahead, but they can't find him. Skipping across the Hood. Mid-range jumper. No. Got to follow your shot, kids. 24-16. Slay. Getting into the paint. Little scoop. Slay's got 7 points.
Yeah, he's doing great at point guard. Which I remember there was
that
even,
ties his career high.
there was even rumblings coming into when this team was formed that in the tip-off Slay would actually be coming out at point guard.
Ooh, baby. Feast. Boy, everybody playing real well right now. Taken away. Still alive. And that's going to be a foul on Turnup. Look at this move again.
That's what makes Feast so great. Just the ability with the moves where he takes you from out of the post, or if it's just sitting there straight up, just has the ball in his hands, maybe throws just a jab step at you and then just takes the little bit of burst of speed that it gives you and just goes right at it. He's going to find a way to finesse bucket no matter what build he's on. Put this guy on a 60 overall pure glass cleaner, he's going to score.
28-18. 10-point lead for the Bucks. 5th game of the night. We're back tomorrow with 4 games. And then on Friday, 5 more. A full menu of 2K this week. Beast lobs it up to Beardabeast. It might rhyme, but it's not a bucket. And we're going to have goaltending on Turnup. It was going to rattle in anyway. But a 30-18.
See, I thought if this Timberwolves team was going to make any sort of adjustment coming into the regular season, it would just be taking Turnup off the pure lock at the 3 and putting him on the 2. Shifting Hood down to the shot sharp at the 3 and then keeping Bear right where he's at. I think from what we've seen today, this is still the only team running the pure lock at small forward instead of shooting guard.
Well, the Mink Freak has 12. There's a big 3 by Beardabeast. He's got 5.
This matchup gets a little bit more intense too. I just realized it was Slay at the point guard. He's going up against a guy, one of his Island Gang teammates who he's played with for so long, who was his point guard. He played the lock. It's a little Island Gang matchup between these two. You hear a little bit of chattering going back and forth between them. But I always find it still just so cool. Guys who have played together for so long and then come into the league, they both make it. And then they're matching up against each other.
That's the dream. And we got a timeout by the Bucks. Each team with 4 remaining. Got 2:39 to go. Let's listen in to the team from Minnesota.
Like, what are you scared of?
We got pressure, bro.
Yeah, bro, but y'all haven't blitzed Slay one
You
time.
haven't blitzed once? Like, that starts with you.
Like, what are we doing?
He's trying to body him, and then you try to go
We're
get
not
a
playing aggressive at all.
But what's in a press if
Oh,
we're
Bear.
keep
I get some water. You don't got none over here?
Yeah, I'm saying to us that
We're not playing aggressive
I
at all.
can't blitz if there's no pressure in the full court. How can I go to open guy?
Okay.
I'm saying, like, if you know, that's why
Can't hear you.
we needed a bigger
If
player.
the center's not staying up, you're leaving him open down the court. You know what I'm saying? If Mihad stays up, you're gonna have to time your staying down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put, hey, Feast, I'm gonna put some pressure on. Come on, I'm gonna put some pressure on.
Bro, I'm trying to blitz, bro.
Yeah,
like,
get
come
in
on.
there.
I got you. Come
Trying.
on.
Find you one.
Bro, bro, Slay got, like, no pressure on him, bro. We gotta, you know, apply something.
Yeah.
Yo, listen,
All right.
coach, I did the whole team smack your whites. Eventually, they're gonna miss all their whites.
Yeah.
Come on, like,
Hey, keep giving no threes.
Make all the whites.
You saw Coach Vilvens trying to get his team going, and you're talking about Beardabeast said the confidence is free. But right now, they're still looking for it. Down by 7.
Hasn't been a bad game by Bear by any means. It's just more been the defensive aspect of how things have been playing out. That's the big killer. It's just that 6 of 8 from 3, and that's what's really
the difference in the ball game. Make it 7 of 9.
And that was great. I mean, you can't play better defense if you're a Bear there. But they're doing the exact same thing that when the Heat played, they put Lottie on A-Rooks. That's exactly what they're doing here, too. They're putting Turn up on A-Rooks. So it's Bear having to guard Slay one-on-one. Isn't going to be the fastest because he's not the playmaking prime. He still does have some speed, but nothing too crazy.
JoJo on the walk back. And they turn it over. 5th turnover of the ball game. And the lead is 10 and growing. T-Wolves got to be really careful here. Big Meek. Back to A. Rooks. And Rooks will sauce him up and get some space. Back of the iron. Hood in transition. That is a long 3. Turn up with the board. Back to Beast. Hood was open in the corner for a moment. They try to reset things. They'll go to Feast. Boy, they're discombobulated right now. Hood's going to have to force this up. That's a shot clock violation.
I don't know if it's just me or, I mean, I'm paying attention, obviously, but looking in depth, it seems like the play calling has kind of gone out the window a little bit. We even saw that in the tip-off tournament when things started to get heated between them and the Sixers. I mean, this is a team that were running a lot of motion. Horns was the main set they were running, and they barely, I don't think they brought up the horn set once against the Sixers, which was kind of confusing to me. Because of the way that they were playing, we were so high on them in the group stage because the basketball they were playing was beautiful. It was amazing to watch, and that's when everyone sat there. It's like 76ers versus T-Wolves. This would be one of the best matchups I think that we could see throughout the whole tournament. And it was a great matchup, but you need to just get back into more of that flow. You're stuck in the pick and roll type mindset.
Hood. And try to wrap it to him, but A-Rook's all over it. Plondo, nice help defense. JoJo. As Big Meek flies out at him. And rebound by Feast. Hood in the corner. They need it. They got it. Hood now a 6.
Hood's been taking some smart shots. You remember the 3 when transition. It was a little bit deep. He's got Hall of Fame limitless. So that's actually a consistent shot they could knock down every single time. Just wasn't able to get it through. Wasn't a green release. Banking, hopefully hitting the white. And same thing from the corner there. That's going to be money every time. What should be money every time.
Slay. Too strong. Final seconds of the half. Bears got to go. Feast running the break. No, sir. A big 24-point first quarter is the reason Milwaukee has a 33-26 lead at the half. These Bucks continue to impress.
All right, guys, welcome back to the NBA 2K League. Again, this has been the first day of the regular season, and the last game of the night is not going to be decided by 7, but it certainly is the point of emphasis at the half, with the Bucks up 33-26 over the T-Wolves. Again, a lot of hype behind this T-Wolves squad, and for good reason. A lot of terrific talent, but these Bucks, man, as you know, Scott and Dirk kind of been pointing out, a little underrated, but they are certainly showing up, and it's got to get to the point where if they're going to keep winning games and maybe surprising you in a lot of these parts of the game, it's like, well, can you keep underrating them? At some point, you just got to kind of admit they got the juice right now. As we take a look at the stats, so Big Meek and Slayisland both in double figures for the Bucks as well. A-Rooks, he'll get there eventually. He's got 8 right now, and Plondo, the only one not on the list for scoring, but notice those rebounds. He's got 5 of them, man, so definitely finding a way to contribute. Meanwhile, on the other side, for the T-Wolves, nobody really in takeover mode thus yet. Looking for that first player to get into double digits and just kind of find a way to ignite this offense. What up, chat? How you guys doing? It's your boy, checking you out and all that good stuff, man. I'm not, again, it's going to prove to people that I'm not lying. The chat is right there. I know some people question that at times, but no, I'm definitely here. And, even when I'm not necessarily in here, I'm backstage trying to get you all the scoops, because there was a lot to talk about on this one, man. I can't wait to go through Twitter after I get done with the show. But yeah, seriously, the final game of the night, and it has been a good one thus far. Looking to see if the T-Wolves can kind of get back in rhythm. But looks like we got a little bit of highlights that just finished wrapping up. Again, man, terrific game thus far for the Bucks, and really the main thing that has allowed them to have this lead and just kind of maintain it from quarter one is the fact that they put up 24 points alone in the first quarter. I mean, we've seen some games go to halftime and not even 24 points, you know what I'm saying? So that just kind of gives you an idea of how well this offense is flowing and gelling right now. A lot of that, of course, as I said, being on the backs of Big Meek and Slayisland. They've really showed up and produced, but as I said, A-Rooks, obviously 8 points. Nick got himself a 3 as well. So it's kind of like a team effort, kind of a slow start for this T-Wolves team, but I'm looking for them to kind of ignite things in the second half. We'll see if they can get it going. But without further ado, I'm going to send it back over to Scott and Dirk.
Appreciate it, Phil. Start of the second half here, 33-26. I tell you what, Dirk, this Milwaukee team's look really good on 7 of 11 from downtown.
That's the biggest game changer so far, and if you just start limiting their 3-point selection, and right as you say that,
sorry about that, 8 of 12. Let me correct myself.
You've allowed, if you can find a way just here in the second half, so we'll just mark it right now. We'll write it down too, just to keep it in our head. 8 of 12.
Yep.
Start of the second half. If they can get them to go like 8 of 16, they're right back in this ball game. I'll confidently say that.
9 of 14.
Okay, we'll go 9 of 14 now. Rewrite it. Scratch that.
You might want to start writing in pencil. And Chatty Nick takes it away. This thing's about to be a flood. Slayisland all alone. Forget about it. I'm sick. 42-26. They are 10 of 15 from downtown. I'm going to throw up.
Make that 5. If you made that 5 of 15, you're right back in this game.
Take a look at the shot chart here. You can see A-Rooks 11 points from downtown. Turn up with 5. But the story is the team shooting, man. It is unbelievable. They're spreading this thing around. You can't even say like it's one player going off. It is a plethora, a verbal cornucopia of 3-point shooting.
See, it's so disrespectful to so many people on this team. Whoever's at the point guard is disrespectful. And it shows a lot of respect to A-Rooks, but disrespect to the other guards on the team. Is now 2 games in a row, we saw the Heat put the pure lock on A-Rooks. Left Chatty Nick with just majestic guarding him. Hey, you got to go off. Maybe Chatty Nick, anytime I've ever played him, he's been more of a shark who's just jigging, holding L2, maybe doesn't feel comfortable dribbling. So now you move Slay to point guard. The lock was off of him, and it was on A-Rooks, and Slay started cooking up, and then now they switched it. This is a kind of a double threat in terms of where they respect A-Rooks so much. They say, hey, well, your point guard's going to have to beat us, who that is, whether it's Chatty Nick, whether it's Slay, throw Big Meek on there, throw Plondo on there, whoever it is. We're still going to try to make them beat us because we know what A-Rooks can do to take over a game. but Slay has been having an amazing game to debut at point guard in the league.
Plondo with a big offensive rebound. Rooks. And that is a three-pointer. That is 11 of 16 as a team. Rooks has 14. Meek has 15. Slay has 13. 45-26. They're up by 19 all of a sudden. A 12-0 run to start the half. And it is a barrage of three-point shots. JoJo. Off the mark. Feast with the board. Feast with 10 points, 6 rebounds on that pure rim. First time we've seen a pure rim this year. That might be the last. Oh my
goodness. The defense has just been terrible in guarding the three in the pick and roll right there. If they're killing you that much, you have to just get up and play sides. And that's the whole point of you run a pure rim too, is that you can get those easy plucks or just to put the body and bump them a little bit.
These are wide open three-pointers. They are 12 of 17 from long range. 20-point lead for Milwaukee. You can see it's like no one guy. You know, it's not a profusion situation where he's going off for you on 36 points. Slay's got 13. Rooks has got 17. Big Meek has got 15.
How crazy is it that 12 of the shots they've made are threes?
12 of the 17. Yeah.
And they've
only made 5 twos.
5 from inside the arc and the 12 from behind. It's really unheard of. They're having a good time. They found, again, we saw in the group stage, it seemed like they found a formula that worked. They played the heat, came down to reality, made the switch. I don't know if anybody really predicted a switch. Obviously, maybe if people are scrimmaging this team, yeah, then obviously they know. But I still think, if we look at the archetype for Feast, like changing over to pure, I feel like it hasn't impacted the game all that much, just because of the fact that you've allowed 12 threes. So it really hasn't done anything on it for that. I mean, the rebounding count, you're only separated by 1.
Slay. They go to Plondo, and he's got his foot on the baseline, so to go back to T-Wolves in a 20-point ball game. And it is awfully quiet here in the studios, powered by Intel. And there's a foul on Chatty.
Get the Bucks fans going.
Well, last year they had a bunch of New Yorkers on their team, and they did travel for sure. I mean, it was loud in here, but they'd much rather have the wins. This is a team that was 6-8 last year, made a run there at the end of the season. (48-31). Big Meek and 1. And the Meek Freak has 17.
Come on, do a little dance. Give Dimer a new GIF. Is that what? Yeah, it's GIF, right?
It's GIF. We decided as a group that it's GIF.
I was hoping that he'd
GIF is something you put on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I was hoping that he was gonna, give Dimer a little something. He's got too many though already. Maybe they need to even it out.
Our guys over at Dimer doing a great job, and Chatty Nick is just, he's got so many deflections in this ball game. They forced a lot of turnovers. He's got 2 steals, but I feel like he's really been a nuisance there at half court. Beardabeast for 3. Well off the mark. Doesn't even hit rim. Hood, step in. And that will be a 3, actually. They're going to count that as a 3. 17-point ball game. Phil, what's going on?
Oh, not much, man. Just kind of, taking in the final game. And a lot of people might be like, well, what's up with these camera angles? Well, now's as good as time as any to do some experimenting, man. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of see the game at multiple angles, how this one is panning out. You know what I'm saying? Like panning out literally, beat over the head with a pan. However you want to look at this game, man, you got plenty of angles to choose from. Back to you guys.
Appreciate it. Phil is in charge of all camera angles, by the way.
Yeah, Phil is the person that the camera angles change because Phil is request.
You can email Phil at.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What?
You thought they cut my mic? No, don't do that.
I don't care if they
All
cut your mic or not, Phil. I'm still gonna say it.
I don't work production, okay?
Liar.
I'm lucky to be working anyway. Back to you guys.
You can email him at Phil the camera guy at GeoCities. That's right, GeoCities. I don't think you guys are too young to even know what GeoCities is.
I got no idea what you're talking about. I'm gonna be
Never had a
honest.
never had a website on GeoCities or Angel Fire. Someone's got to back me up in the chat. Plondo. Hey, Rooks. Good grief. He's got 20. $57-36. People in the chat.
We got one person, Jay Easy. That was the original internets. So.
A couple people back in the day. Get your GeoCities webpage. I think I had like a NBA fan page or something. Oh goodness, we got takeover badges now. Slay's got 13, Chatty's got 6, A-Rooks has got 23, and he's got a badge ablazing. 15 of 20. I mean, we might have to look in the archives for the most three-pointers made in a game, and efficiently so. They've only missed 5 threes. $60-38. Yeah, I got to show what's up to the old heads. All the old heads in the chat, meet me in AOL Town Hall 11. We'll talk about the game post-game.
There was a poll that went around and said, when do you officially become an old head? You were saying 25, so I'm
25?
I'm a year off. That's crazy to me. I'm going to be the guy in the combine. No one's going to want to. They're going to ask, hey, how old are you? I'm at 25. They're like, old head. Then I'm not going to get the ball.
It's rough.
Predicting it now.
Final seconds here of the third. 60-38. 22-point. Beardabeast. .22 ball game. I'll be hanging out with you guys on CompuServe during the break. Back here in New York City, Dirk and I dropping bars during the break, and I tell you what, somebody's dropping threes. 60-38. Milwaukee having a game for the ages from downtown. They're 15 of 20. Unbelievable. Beardabeast. Dirk, did you ever experience dial-up internet?
Yes, I actually did. Turn on like the microwave and it messes up. I know exactly about that. Back in ye old England.
Have somebody pick up the phone line and knock you offline? Like, that's not cool.
I don't even remember what games played back then, to be honest with you.
60-40. At least I know you at least experienced some hardships with the dial-up internet. We didn't know. I mean, back then it was amazing. Phil, what's going on, man?
Yeah, Dirk mentioned games. What was that game like you snowboarding or skiing down a mountain and like that gray Yeti would just pop up out of nowhere and just eat you? You know what I'm talking about?
I only
who's that? Mountain Hunter? Oh, Mountain Hunter. Yeah, that's a classic.
I only play sports games, Phil.
Oh.
Yeah, Phil.
It's worth checking out.
Somebody was saying ski free. Was that it, Phil? Ski free?
Somebody said Mountain Hunter.
You weren't an OG unless you played. What was it? It was X Games.
Yeah, we're getting confirmation it was ski free. I think Mountain Hunter's something on Netflix.
Do you ever remember the X Games game on PS2?
Yeah, of course.
No, PS1.
PS1, yeah.
SS Tricky?
Kick them off the bike and kick them when they're rollerblading.
Oh, what the heck were you playing?
X Games, Phil.
Oh, okay. That's a very violent childhood you had, Dirk.
Yeah, of course.
If you've never played the basketball game Arch Rivals, now we could go way back. We could get way off here. 64-40. It's a 15 of 20 shooting performance from downtown. A. Rooks is 7 of 10. He's he's a three-pointer away from tying the all-time record for three-pointers in a game. He's 2 away from breaking it. I don't know if he knows that. Chatty Nick is getting involved. He's got 11. We're talking about, I mean, what's your first basketball game you ever played? Did you ever play double dribble on Nintendo?
No, my first, well,
It was
growing
an
up,
arcade game first, but then it was on Nintendo.
growing up in England and how rare it was a basketball
That's
to get
true.
on there. The first ever basketball game I played, which I can't say it, but it was on GameCube. But
Gotcha.
it was, yeah, you get the gist of where I'm going with
yeah.
it. And Vince Carter was on the cover. Remember using the Pistons, thinking, what am I supposed to be doing here? I have no idea. I'm literally just running around and just holding down the button to shoot.
69-42. The T-Wolves will have back-to-back losses.
Wait, somebody said if you never played as Bill Clinton in NBA Jam.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. NBA Jam in the arcade where you can put those codes in. Now, somebody knows what's up. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Let's talk about the Timberwolves here for a second. Adjustments that need to be made following going into their next game. Turn up to shooting guard. I would like to see Bear on the playmaking primer just so he has a little bit more speed and create some opportunities
So
for
where
himself.
are you going to put Hood then?
Put Hood at the 3 on the shot sharp. Literally the exact same as you're playing on a pure sharp. You're going to be moving the same speed, but you actually have more utility to work with in terms of when you're putting shots up. You can fade away a little bit. You can take it inside and hit it a higher percentage. You're just not going to be able to shoot from Hall of Fame range, but Hood doesn't shoot from there regardless on the pure sharp. Only a couple shots that he got on the fast break. So I say you make that adjustment. The only reason I say move Bear, well, not move Bear, change the archetype of Bear, is because you're slowly starting to see a lot of these people who ran like a shot sharp in the tip-off tournament have shied away from it. I mean, it's great if you're running a pure glass because they can bail you out at getting so many rebounds if you're just hoisting up shots over and over again. But that's not the luxury that you had in this game. I think those couple adjustments, move Feast, if you want to put him on the sharp rebounders, you give Bear more room to operate or put him back onto the pure glass. And I think JoJo is still fine at that position. It just seems out of whack ever since that loss that they took to the Sixers. Even during that game to the Sixers, things just started to look like it wasn't a T-Wolves gaming team that we saw in group play.
73-46. And this has turned into an alley-oop fest. I was talking with Alex earlier today, and she said Zelda was her jam. I don't know if she ever, I'd love to know if she ever conquered Zelda. A lot of people played Zelda. A lot of people played Super Mario. But unless you beat it, you didn't really play it. The people that didn't beat it still think Zelda's the character. That's Link.
I used to think that for a long time.
Yeah, Zelda is not the guy running around in green. That's Link. We got to bring in Alex here. You're talking mad Zelda game earlier today. Did you beat Zelda?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? but I always wanted to.
Is that, I mean, would you consider that your favorite video game of all time? Or
I know,
you got like a top 3?
I'm sitting here thinking about it, and let's talk about Mario Party. Can't go wrong with that,
Mario
right?
Party.
First of all, can we have this
Come on.
discussion right now? Is it
And I was
Mario
Princess
or
Peach.
Mario?
It's Mario.
It's Mario.
Mario.
It's Mario.
Who the,
Okay,
hell,
well,
who the heck is
I'm
Mario?
I'm the real Italian in this, and what I say goes.
You are the real Italian. That did shut us down real quick.
Tomato, tomato.
Wait, Italian or Italian?
I'm not from the South. That's what Scott Cole says in South Carolina. Italian. No.
I've never heard you say it
Thank
like
you,
that in my
Scott.
life.
We should get the Mario Party game going at like
Let
the
me
All-Star
let me see
game or
what
something.
time it is. Oh, it's real o'clock. It just got real o'clock here in the studio. 75 to 42. But no, everybody. That's so cool. I mean, that's one cool thing about video games is everybody gets involved. There's a game for everybody, even Phil.
What the heck does that mean?
It means you lack the capability to play real games.
1v1 me in anything, bro.
I already did in 2K, and you lost by like 50.
But you remember that 1-3 I greened?
You didn't green it, you full whited it.
Well, it went in.
And then you also came onto the stage and got a bounce back and
I'm
scored.
not going to tolerate this slander. Talk about the game.
77-55. 16 of 24. They missed their last. And that's their last 4 3-pointers. But they're going to win this one easily and get off to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, Scott, they're going to get off to a 1-0 start.
But when you're looking and you're thinking about player of the game, this is tough. I mean, you had it was Big Meek early, but I think A. Rooks has got a good shot for the Intel player of the game. 77-55. He ties Perfusion for the most 3-pointers made this season at 7. Perfusion did that early in the season when he went for 36 points. Beardabeast, that's an air ball. Back the other way. A. Rooks off the mark.
Off for the record.
And he's got it. Most 3-pointers scored in this early season. And this is where we need to go back to the archives. I think Swizzer made 8 last year.
Probably made 8 today. Got close.
I think Swizzer made 8 last year against the Celtics. And it might have been 9. So we need some historian to go back and look at the box score between Indiana and Boston last year, because that's the all-time 3-point leader in history for 3-pointers in a game. 80-57. We've had a good day thus far. Tomorrow we're back at it. 4 more games, and then 5 on Friday. And we got some incredible matchups coming your way. But it was all Bucks from the get-go. 80-57. We come back, we'll find out who is the Intel player of the game.